Elisa, half Asian Tarot Queen. There's like a lot of thunder and lightning happening outside right now. I feel like I have a video where those two cards came out that I should link. But I'm going to start with Mystical Shaman. I want to remind you that it's, the last few days of the free reading giveaway. So, I'm giving away a free reading like every week in March. I'm drawing one name out of the hat, and that person's going to get a free reading. And there's one more winner that's going to happen. And oh my gosh, it's so crazy. This lightning card just came out. So there's still a chance to win if you feel inclined. Just have to subscribe to the channel to enter. Okay, so these cards that came out, it's really beautiful, and it definitely speaks to, I think, the transformation that we're all experiencing right now with everything that's going on with the global pandemic. Because it's just like there's no one in the world whose life isn't being impacted by this. So we got fire, and we got water. I don't know if you can hear that thunder. And we got lightning. So fire, this is a card of transformation. And, it refers to the story of the phoenix rising from the ashes, but it's a card of just, your old life kind of being burned away. Like, whatever's not working for you, like, we're, like, throwing it into the fire, and like, it's being transformed, and from a physical standpoint, things in the fire, like, will transform, like, wood will, like, get burned into ash, and, like, water will, like, turn into a gas, and so, this is speaking to that. I mean, we're all going through this right now. Like, life as we knew it, it doesn't exist anymore, and we have to accept that, and then we have water. And this is a card about sort of like accepting our emotions as they are. If you're sad, like, fully embrace the sadness and be in it, and let it go, and if you have to kind of honor the moment you're in. So this really speaks, I think, a lot to the reading yesterday and like the next evolution from that, because it's just like we have to accept that this change is upon us, and we can't change it, so we have to surrender to it and flow with it. And water speaks to that flow, to like tune into your emotions and like where that's leading you, because that's an important guidance that's going to help move you through this moment, so that we don't, get stuck in this sort of like tragedy of the loss that's like happening. And then we have lightning, and lightning is the lightning just happened outside the window, but it speaks to the transformation, and it's just sort of like we're being hit with a jolt of lightning that's like forcing us to look at things from new perspective, so it's just like, it's kind of like the tower, like we can't go back to how things were. Like, this is powerful beyond any of us, and so but there is a new perspective here. Like, there's a reason for it, and we're going to have to go through this transformation and like flow through it, or surrender and flow, which is the reading from yesterday. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to go to the Ethereal Visions deck to get some overall energies for the reading. But at the bottom we have the Empress. So this speaks to like a birth of something new, a new life. We're all kind of on the precipice of that. And it's just like we have to experience the full gamut of emotions, because there's loss and there's fear and there's anxiety. But there's also inspiration and there's creativity and there's like hope, you know? And so it's all out there. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay, wait, that's cool. We got that one yesterday, I feel like. Yeah, so it's just like important to remember that, you know, this is all leading us somewhere. And, you know, we don't want to like give up hope that like that somewhere is going to be really good. Okay. All right, so we got the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Well. So this Well card is really, it's specific to this deck. This deck has 2 extra cards, the Well and the Artist. And so this card speaks to that. And so it's just sort of like, the Queen of Cups kind of like leads from the heart, you know, and but she's like balanced, and she's like in command of her emotions, you know. And this is like the guidance that we've been getting in like all the readings this week, you know. It's just like don't lose this connection, but also like, you know, you don't want to get lost in the fear and anxiety. The Seven of Cups is a card of like confusion. So you know, these cards kind of speak to this, you know. It's like, don't lose your connection to your emotions, because that's our guidance to like help like move through this situation, you know, because it's just like, it is very confusing, and we don't really know, you know, what to expect, you know. There's like a lot of unknowns here, and that's very unsettling. And then this Well, you know, I'm going to read it to you from the book, because it's different from any cards in any other deck, but it's this is like the card for Gaia, which is like the earth. The Well is the birthplace of ideas, inspiration, and transformation. All things are birthed from this creatrix, and knowledge flows freely. I don't know if you heard that, but it was pretty intense. This is an important message. Knowledge flows freely to those who seek it. So it's a nurturing opportunity. And yeah, it's like, don't lose your connection from your heart center, you know, even though this is a really confusing time. So it's interesting, because it's just sort of like, you know, these messages are very related. I'm going to pull from this White Sage Tarot, a little sweet little Minneapolis deck. Just get some more general energies, because obviously there's big changes happening, you know, and it's like hard to know where to go sometimes. Oh my gosh. And right when I was saying that, the Wheel of Fortune comes out, which is just like basically, yeah, like big change, like big unavoidable change is happening. Okay. But you know, don't lose sight that this could be leading us to a new foundation, and it could be a more stable foundation. Like, so yeah, this two of Swords, which is kind of like a stalemate, you know. But we don't want to get stuck there. Like, we want to move through this moment, because it's a very difficult moment. So it's really, I mean, I think people just have a tendency to be self-protective and like lock down, you know, because that's just human nature. But we have to like we have to look past this moment because that's our way out, right? So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is just like this big unavoidable change. Obviously that's happening. And we have the Eight of Wands, which like this is happening fast. There's some message coming in that's like shifting everything. So, you know, like a lot of people are losing their jobs. You know, everything's, as we know it, is like turning into something else. I mean, pretty much everyone is being profoundly affected by all this. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is like a brand new tangible start, you know, in the material world. So it's just sort of like we might have to figure out a new way to like earn a living, or, you know, start again from like a beginning, a new beginning, you know. But it's just sort of like it's just coming online. We're still figuring it out, you know. Like yesterday, like I did this, I've been starting to do yoga online, you know, and like I think that's like this opportunity that's opening up, you know, like there's all these yoga teachers out there, and like they're starting to connect online, and that actually might turn out to be like a really good opportunity for some folks, you know. So it's just like, don't lose sight of the openings. Like there might be like a little opening somewhere, you know. I mean, that's one example, but I think our whole consciousness is shifting. So it's just sort of like the way we were doing things before obviously isn't working, but we're going to have to find new ways, you know, and there might be opportunities in that. We have the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Tower. So obviously this is like a huge shakedown moment, like clearly. But this King of Pentacles is like a stable king that's like, you know, financially viable and grounded, and like, you know, has like a really solid foundation. And we have the Magician card, which is the card of like manifestation and like turning lead into gold, and like basically creating something out of nothing. So even though there's this huge shakedown moment, like don't lose sight of, you know, the possibility. We have all the tools that we need to create a new beginning, and that could lead to a solid foundation, like maybe perhaps even more solid than the one we're on, you know. But we're for sure not going to get there by like staying in the moment of like being shook down, you know. Like we have to move through it. That message has been coming through so clear this week, because I feel like it's just an important thing to remember while we're going through all of this. But it's like, it's really tough, you know. It's like, don't want to diminish that. Oh my gosh. Getting some double messages here. OMG. Okay. So we've got the Magician again. We've got the Eight of Wands again. And then we have the Four of Wands. So, yeah, it's just like, don't lose sight. You have the power. You have all the tools to make this new reality work out for you. So don't lose sight of this, because it's a very important thing to like bear in mind, so that, you know, we are what we think. So it's like you have to believe this so that you can, you know, see how to work through this. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So this fast moving change, this message that's coming in, but it's leading to this Four of Wands, which is, this is like a solid foundation. Like the Four of Wands, it's just like, yeah, you've got your little castle there, you know, like, so this is a solid foundation of life. It's like the marriage, family, stability card, you know. So, and it's just like falling, it fell out right under this, you know. There's this creative new beginning. It's just, you know, starting to take shape in the tangible reality. And it's a huge shakedown, but it's leading to this, you know. So it's just like, I feel like this message is coming through so much this week, where it's just like, no matter how it looks right now, don't stop. Keep going, because it's leading somewhere better. So another theme that's really come up in this last week is this theme about having to like heal wounds with our own energy system in order to you know, get the best result, because we're all basically reconnecting to the matrix from a different place. And we're just all doing it at once, you know. And so it's like you got to look at your energy system, at your chakra system, you know. So I'm doing the chakra healing oracle or wisdom oracle guidebook to see if there's any guidance in that realm. And I'm gonna pull 2 cards. Oh, that's too many. Okay, interesting. So we got workaholic and we got soulmate. So it's just sort of like, you know, it's really easy to get lost in the material consciousness and like trying to get more and do more and be more, you know, and you can like lose your connection to, you know, why we're really here. And so don't forget about this aspect of your life, you know. And I think, you know, sometimes we have to lose something big to like realize what's really important, you know. And this is a moment for us to kind of reflect on that. I know for sure I personally am guilty of this, for sure. So, you know, take a moment to like think about that, and like, you know, maybe this is all happening so that we can all build a new foundation that like is based on something like more solid and more supportive ultimately than just like working all the time to like accumulate, you know. We're all like kind of having this opportunity to like reinvent our lives in a way that's like more meaningful to us, you know, like, you know, maybe that's why this is all happening, or at least maybe that's a positive way to look at it. Okay, well, I look forward to seeing how things unfold for everyone, and wish you luck with everything that's going on. Don't forget what's important. See you soon.